All right, mother truckers, get ready for a good one today. So, we had a good long workout, kind of more intense than I've been doing in the past. Plus, we got a funny story to tell. So, that'll all come in its due time. Anyways, last night I watched with my brother and a friend. We watched, I think it's called Hard Knocks or whatever. It's a documentary, like a live documentary thing about NFL preseason. And so, the one we watched was about the Detroit Lions. And anyways, just watching these dudes in preseason, in their camp, and doing drills, and hearing some backstories and stuff like that, it kind of reminded me of something that I had in mind when I started this whole thing. I've always wanted to be super athletic and strong, and I was just very realistic with myself when I set out to pursue fitness. First, I wanted to build muscle mass for my body to be healthier. And if you don't know why, the reason why is because I was on a mission for 2 years, and the last year was during COVID. We were in our apartments for the majority of the time because of we were living in Philadelphia at the time, and those were super strict COVID laws they had. Anyways, to comply with those and to not represent the church badly, we had to stay in our apartment most of the time. And so my body atrophied, and so that muscle loss was not good for my health. So the first step of the plan was to get a lot of muscle mass, and then become stronger. And so I've done that. It's been almost a year now. I would say about 10 months. And in my head, I always wanted to do like all the crazy workouts you see on Instagram, like the mobility stuff or the agility, where you're doing crazy things like unilaterally with like a one leg squat, all that crap. But I just knew my body was not ready for that. So I spent the last 10 months building up strength. But as I was watching the Hard Knocks devotional, the freaking documentary last night, it kind of reignited in me this desire that I want to be like more powerful and athletic. And also, I also realized something that like I've been thinking about for a little bit is that I need to increase my workload and to work out a little bit more intensely. And that's not to say that I was supposed to be doing this before. It just means that it's time to step it up. But one thing that everyone needs to be aware of and fully aware of, and is that when you're lifting, everything you do is proportional to how much you eat and how much you sleep. And so, if you're not prepared to eat well and to recover well through your sleep, then you shouldn't be prepared to lift as much as you want to lift. So there's this saying in my mind that like I've heard people say, and I love it. It just says that if you want to lift like an animal, you have to eat like an animal. And so another sidebar, but I've taken the summer off of working so I can focus on my content creation. I've been trying to do podcasts and trying to, I guess, expand on my platform. Anyways, without a job or any income, I've had to budget hard on my money, and so that means I've been eating less, which means I've been working out not as hard as I would like to be. Anywhoomst, I now have a new job, and I'm going to be starting next week. And so with the remaining money I have, like I've already paid for tuition, already paid rent, and so I'm going to use the remaining money to eat super well, to be in a calorie surplus, and then I'm going to start training heavy, or I guess hard. So anyways, today I started with a back squat. I worked up to 275, and I did that for maybe 4 sets of 1. And the thing that the formula I guess I'm sticking to, the secret formula, is to decide, I guess realistically decide what you want your PR or your next big milestone, whatever you want that to be. For me at this point, I know I can hit a 315 squat within a month or two. I want to hit 345. So that would be 3 plates plus 30 pounds, I guess a 10 and a 5 on each side. That's my next goal. And so in order to do that, I need obviously to prepare my body. So you calculate what is 80% of that. And whatever that is, that's your goal. You want to become strong enough where you can lift that at least like once or twice a week with some consistency. So once you're able to do 60 to 70% with relative ease, you can do it for 2 or 3 sets or even 2 or 3 reps in a set. Then you move up to the 80%, the 90%, and then you kind of back off of that for a little bit. And then after like a week or so, then you go back and hit the PR. That's kind of the formula I've been following so far, and it seems to work. And you're gonna see a technique I employ. It's called bar loading. At least I call it bar loading, and some people call it pin squats or whatever. But basically, what you do is you put like I guess the heaviest weight you can. You basically do a partial range of motion, where you're basically doing like the top, like the quarter range of motion at the top of the squat with a lot of weight. So more weight than you can actually squat. But the benefit of this is that putting that weight on your back conditions your core, your spine, your nervous system, and everything. It conditions it to be able to support that weight. So after I did the squats, went into the deadlift. The camera angle is not great, so sorry about that for anyone watching. I guess I have two interesting stories today. So, and I don't know if she'll ever watch this video, but there's this girl to my right, and she stopped me during like my workout, and she asked me like what I was recording for. Then she asked if she can have my Instagram and whatnot. So I gave it to her, and she was talking about how like she wanted to follow me so I could follow her back. And anyways, I thought it was super funny because like I'm literally a nobody in the gym, but I think this girl like, and obviously I didn't say anything to her like anything out of line or disrespectful. I just personally think she wants me to follow her so that she can unfollow me and have an extra follower. That's kind of like typical. It's like 101 of Instagram basics with girls. And so anyways, I gave her my Instagram. She hasn't even followed me yet, so it's whatever. I just wanted to say though that for any dudes out there that are in the gym and wanting to talk to girls, I'm not telling you can't. I'm just telling you I don't. And the reason why is because you got to stay focused and whatever. The reason why you're in the gym is to work. And if it just happens to happen where maybe you run into someone or like a girl talks to you, whatever, then take advantage of the opportunity. But really, there's way more opportunities outside of the gym to talk to someone. Unless your only social outlet is going to the gym, which at that point you need to reevaluate your life. But anyways, I know a lot of dudes are wondering like, oh, can I go talk to this girl or should I or whatever? Just I'd recommend just focus on yourself, and any girl that really wants to will come and talk to you. That's where I'm at right now. So anyways, pushing on bench. This is more than I've done in the past. 205. This is like, so my max is anywhere around 225. At least it was a couple months ago, and I know it's probably higher than that because when you push 80% of your max consistently and frequently, you just happen to get stronger. So anyways, finished the bench press, and here I'm doing some bicep curls. There's different variations of bicep curls you can do, and one I've been doing recently because I think I've been lacking in this department. I think this is for the long head of the bicep. There's two different muscles in your biceps. That's why they call it bicep, because it's two. Anyways, so with the short head, you can do a very short range of motion, and you kind of keep it closer to your body, and you only need to curl until your elbow's at 90 degrees. This one, however, is targeting the long head, and the reason why I think it works is because, well, first of all, I put my hands wide on the bar, I lean back, and as I curl, so I do the contraction, I curl up, but as I go down, I make sure my elbows lock all the way out, which sometimes people tell you not to do. But what it does, I feel like a stretch in my bicep, and this is also felt in my shoulders, which is showing like the kind of imbalances that are present, I guess, in the system. So my shoulders are overcompensating for some reason, probably because of bicep weakness or tightness or whatever. And so through the contraction and the stretch, I'm able to condition my bicep to be stronger, I guess, and healthier overall. So I did the bicep curls, and then I did the bar loading, which you're about to see at the end. So I guess one thing I missed when I was doing the deadlift, you might have seen it and wondered like why I was doing it. Once I get to a heavy weight, so I have two goals in mind with the deadlift. One, of course, is to be strong and lift heavy, but I also want to improve my grip strength, and I feel like most people cheat when it comes to that area. So their grip strength is only good enough to hold the barbell for like one rep or something like that, and then they start doing one of two things. They either switch their grip, so they do the alternating grip, so one overhand, one underhand. That way the bar can't roll out of your fingers. That's good, except it kind of promotes imbalances where one is bicep dominant and the other one is tricep dominant as far as supporting in the shoulders goes. And then there's the hook grip, which I only do when I'm getting to my heaviest sets. So the hook grip is where you put your thumb over the bar and your fingers over your thumb. What I want is to be able to develop grip strength just through a normal overhand grip, which means you put your four fingers around the bar first and your thumb over the fingers. Anyways, so once you get to the weight where your grip strength is not going to handle it anymore, what you do to condition yourself, and I guess to also prepare your body to handle the weight, similar to bar loading. You get on your knees and you lift from your knees. Just do the partial range of motion. This is enough to kind of fire in the nervous system, like the signal of like what you're about to lift. And I feel like it's a preventative measure to avoid injury. And anyways, here's the bar loading. The key is to picture yourself descending into the squat. I know you're starting lifting, but like once you go down, picture yourself descending into the squat, and that's how you're going to prepare yourself for whenever you hit that PR. So this is going to this is going to be my PR in a few months. This is the goal. And so I'm putting this weight on my back right now to prepare my body, so when it happens, my body will have already felt this weight and will already be prepared for it. So dang it, I didn't even get to the funny story. Here's the funny story really quickly. So after the one girl on the right, after she left, I saw this other girl in the corner, and I knew I was going to go talk to her. So once I stopped recording and put my stuff away, I walked over to her. And I've been trying to, I'm at this point, I'm not talking to girls in the gym for myself. I'm doing it to kind of learn. It's like a battlefield tactic, trying to make myself smarter and more capable, whatnot. So I see this girl, and in my mind, I'm like trying to think. I've been thinking of like what's the most effective way to talk to someone like this. And so I found out that girls have a lot of what's called programmed responses, where they already know what they're going to say in their head, and they're just waiting for some dude to come up to them. Either they like the guy or they don't. And so if they don't like the guy, they know what they're going to say. If they do, then it's kind of game over, because once a girl likes a guy, then she doesn't really know what to do at that point except just like give him her contact and let him take over. But anyways, I walk up to this girl, and I stop her. I say, sorry to bother you. And I said, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And then I did something super funny, because if she has a programmed response, you kind of want to break that down. I said, what did I say? It was like, oh, I said, how's your name? And then I pretended like I messed up a little bit. I was like, oh, sorry, how's your name? And when it's something so weird like that and so unorthodox, like they're not prepared to respond to that. But anyways, the funny thing is that she's like, and I said, how's your name? She says her name, and she's kind of like smiling or whatever. And then I say, can I get your Instagram so we can talk a little bit? I'm actually on my way out of the gym, but I wanted to like get to know you. She goes like, oh, I'm married. And I'm like, what? And I was like, okay. I said, sorry. And then she basically said like, well, she's like, you can still have my Instagram if you want. And then I was like, at that point, I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. But the thing that was funny was how I went like, oh, how's your name? And then the second thing that was weird, I guess interesting, maybe funny, is like she's married, but she's still willing to give her Instagram out to some dude that she met at the gym who doesn't even like know her. So I thought that was interesting. Anyways, I don't know what to think about it yet, but me personally, hopefully when I have a relationship and when that gets serious, I would like to have an account shared with my wife. That's what I'm thinking of when it comes to Instagram or whatever, like Facebook. I want us to share an account and to us both have like mutual access to it. That way we can kind of check each other and whatever. I don't think having individual Instagram accounts does any good, especially since Instagram is basically a dating app when you're in your 20s or 30s, at least until you're married. It's like you're putting pictures of yourself and letting people comment on you and like send you messages and stuff. So anyways, I know the screen is dark because there's no more footage, but that was the story I had to share today. Anyone that has comments, questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section. I want to be more active on YouTube and engaging the viewers. So if you have anything you want to say to me, anything you want to ask or comment, please do so and I'll respond. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, have a great day.